everybody, this is Natasha Wilkinson, your independent Sensi consultant for Mount Isa, Australia. Welcome back to my channel, and I hope you all had a fantastic new year. Now, we have done one video since the new year, but it was a screen video on how to vote for Bring Back My Bar, which is currently going. So don't forget to get your votes in for your favourite Bring Back My Bar. I have been voting like mad for honey pear cider. Absolutely love that scent. Now, today's video, I thought with the current Bring Back My Bar now out, with the Valentine's Day collection now out, and the fact that we're now in the process of voting for the next Bring Back My Bar, which will be in June or July, I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to do a video on Sensi Club. You will hear me talk about Sensi Club quite a lot, and you're probably wondering, when I'm talking about a scent and I'm saying, is this Sensi Club worthy? For those of you who are not aware of what Sensi Club is, you're probably wondering, why would a bar be club worthy? You can't take it dancing. So basically what Sensi Club is a auto ship or a subscription program that Sensi offers for our consumable items. Now, if you have been following along with me, you will see me do a fair few unboxings of my Sensi Club, because you know I absolutely love Sensi Club and I have multiple Sensi Clubs. But saying that, you've never actually seen what I would refer to as every bar I have in my Sensi Club in its entirety, because I do have them split into multiple clubs. So let's talk a bit about Sensi Club, and then I thought today's video I'm actually going to show you everything I have in all of my Sensi Clubs combined. I will say I do have some bars that I do get multiples of, and some bars that I get in more than one frequency. So I may get the same bar in a monthly and a quarterly. So I haven't pulled multiples of a particular scent. I've just pulled one scent, and as we talk about it, I will tell you if I have it in more than one frequency or if I get more than one in a shipment. But just so you can just see how Sensi Club works for me and how much I love Sensi Club. But I did want to explain a bit about Sensi Club. So as I said, it's a auto ship or a subscription program for all of Sensi's consumable items. So anything that you use up and need to replace, you can pop into a Sensi Club subscription. It is not a subscription that costs you to join. It's not a subscription that costs you to delete out. You can cancel out at any time if you decide this is not something for you. So it is totally adjustable to your specific needs and your specific wants, and it comes with some amazing perks. Now, at $51 or over here in Australia, anything in a Sensi Club subscription will then give you a 10% discount. So if you're someone that buys our laundry regularly, or someone that loves to get that week box every month, it's cheaper for you to put it in a Sensi Club subscription and save 10% on the total cost of your items. At $101 or over, you're not only going to get 10% off for the total cost of your items, but you also get to choose a half price item, and that can include the elusive or whiff box. It is the only way you can actually get our whiff box at half price or reduced, is by using Sensi Club. You can't even use Hostess Rewards or product credit to get our whiff box. So that's a really neat perk in itself. You also, if you're a customer, you will get a referral link, and you get loyalty reward points for every dollar you spend in your own Sensi Club that you can use towards future purchases, and you can also use them and take those points to the website, not necessarily in Scentsy Club, if you were eyeing off a warmer or something like that, to get that a little bit cheaper. And if you use that referral link and share that referral link with friends and family, every time they use your referral link and sign up to Scentsy Club and then have an order shipped, you're going to get 2 points for every dollar they spend. So you're going to get even more points for anyone that you refer. So there's some great perks in itself, but my favorite perk, as I said, the whole reason why we're coming on today, because we have a big Bring Back My Bar that only lasts for 1 month, and then those scents are not available. We had our Valentine's Day collection release at the beginning of this month. That's a limited time product, only while stocks last, or until Scentsy decide to pull it from the website, which I'm guessing, no guarantees, this is just an estimate on my behalf, but it's a Valentine's Day collection, so I'm guessing once Valentine's Day is over at the end of February, if there is any stock still available from that collection, that's when it will be pulled and no longer available for purchase. So we have every 6 months our catalogue changeover. So we're due to hit transition next month, and we're due to have a new catalogue in March. So some of the scents in our current catalogue will be leaving us and going away, which means they will no longer be available for purchase. Joys of motherhood when a 3-year-old shoves things in your face while you're trying to talk. So, as I said, a new catalogue changeover means some of our scents may be retiring and no longer available for purchase. So, here's where my favourite, I guess you could say, perk comes in. It's called the Always Get My Bar perk. Say there's a scent that you absolutely love that has come back and Bring Back My Bar that you experience in a limited time collection, or that may be retiring from a current catalogue season, and there's no guarantee Scentsy's going to bring it back, but you love that scent, you want to continue getting that scent. If you put that scent into Scentsy Club in bar form, unfortunately the Always Get My doesn't work for pods or scent packs. You can order them in Scentsy Club while they're available in the catalogue, but you can't always get it. But in bar form, once that is in your Scentsy Club subscription, you will be guaranteed to get that poured and made for you and to come to you on whatever frequency you chose your Scentsy Club subscription to come on, whether you chose to come on a monthly, a bi-monthly or a quarterly basis. That scent is guaranteed as long as you have it in your subscription to come to you. Now, there are some little rules around that. One is, consider just how many you want when you're adding it, because once it's locked off and no longer available, you can't go up in quantity. You can go down in quantity, you can delete it out. If you delete it out, then you're no longer able to add it back. So once it's locked off as an Always Get My Bar, you're guaranteed to get what you originally chose and what's originally in your subscription, as long as you keep it in your subscription and don't delete it out. You can go down in quantity, so say you put 4 in to get once a month and you decide no, you only really want 2, you can cut it down from 4 to 2, but you can't bring it back up from 2 to 4. The other little thing you have to remember is, say there's a month you don't really need all these bars coming. You can skip, but you are only guaranteed 1 skip in a 12-month calendar period without losing your Always Get My Bar. You can skip more than once in a 12-month calendar period, but if it's an Always Get My Bar, then you will lose it unless you have not used a skip. So you can skip once without losing that Always Get My Bar. So that's just a little bit of a background of what Scentsy Club is, why I love it so much, why I have multiple. And as we go into this little look-see about my club, I'm going to tell you how I work my club, why I choose what I put in my club, and no judgment. My club is large. Well, you can judge if you want, but I'm not really going to care because I have these scents in my club because I love them, I use them, and they're scents I can't get. Majority of these scents actually I can't get. There are a few that I can get. We'll talk about them as we're going along and why they're in my club. But I have a large club for a reason. I love home fragrance and absolutely love it. But as I was saying, you've seen me do unboxings, but you've only seen as my clubs come in. You haven't seen everything I have in my Scentsy Club in one hit. This is what you're about to see, and you're about to see just how crazy my Scentsy Club actually is. So, let me first begin by saying, I have kind of broken these bars up into categories to help explain why I've got them in there and how I do them as we're going through. And as I said, I'm only going to be showing you one bar of each fragrance, and if I don't have that bar because it's currently being used and I'm waiting for the next shipment, I have written on post-it notes other ones that are in my club, but I may not have on hand. So, we're going to begin with probably my biggest category in my club, and that is bakery. Now, those of you who know me know bakery is probably my favourite category that I'm enjoying the most at the moment. When I first started Scentsy, it probably wasn't my favourite. It would have been floral, but I've fallen in love with bakery. And for those of you who live in Australia or live in our region, you know our catalogue has 3 bakery scents. It has 2 base vanilla scents and blueberry cheesecake. I'm not going to say the vanilla scents are basic because they're not. I'm using the word base, not basic, because they're a really good vanilla scent and a really good base to mix with other scents to create other scents. But when you're a bakery lover like me, you want more than just 2 vanilla scents in your catalogue. As I said, there's also the blueberry cheesecake. I'm not a fan of blueberry cheesecake. So for me, the catalogue comes down to the 2 vanilla scents, which if they were to retire, would absolutely go into my club. And blueberry cheesecake, which I don't like. It gives a little bit of a curdled milk effect to my nose, which is why I don't like blueberry cheesecake. I want more bakery. And we tend to get bakery scents for us here in Australia in limited time collections, retired scents, or in Bring Back My Bar voting, when Bring Back My Bar voting comes across. So, my Scentsy Club, as a result, when these come, as I said, go into my club to guarantee to always get them, so I have a good range of bakery to choose from. On the whole, most of my bakery scents are on a bi-monthly basis. I do have a few that are on a monthly basis because I use quite frequently, and there's 1 or 2, not very many now, from when I originally started Scentsy Club that are still sitting on that quarterly basis where I'm getting 1 a month. But I use my bakery pretty frequently, which is why I've chosen on the whole to put most of my bakery scents into a bi-monthly basis, and the ones that I use a lot of and consume a lot of are in a monthly basis. My monthly base club was intended to be a stock up and then move to that bi-monthly, but some of them have just never got to that stage, to be honest. So let's delve into this. So as I said, we're going to start off with my bakery scents to begin with, and then work my way through the rest of the club. So let's talk about caramel scents. So as I said, you're going to see a lot of bakery scents as we go through a bakery. I think I've got about 30 bakery scents in my club. So I'm going to start off with caramel scents. At the moment, caramel or toffee scents. I have 4 different caramel toffee scents in my club. So I have from our recent Scentspirations club the caramel buttercream. I'm still undecided whether this one's going to stay in my club. At some stage it may be edited out. One of the other things I do with my club is any newer collections I will throw in until I've tested enough if I even somewhat like these scents. If I don't like a scent at all, they won't go in my club. But if there is even a likely indication that I may somewhat like these scents, they go into my club till I've been able to test them out enough and make a final decision. Normally my bakery scents do stay. I will admit that though, but I've only warmed a partial bar of caramel buttercream so far. So it is currently in my club in a bi-monthly basis till I make up my mind whether it's something I want to keep or want to get rid of. Gimme Candy. So this was a scent of the month from September last year. This is if you've ever had those chewy caramel toffees, this is what Gimme Candy smells like. Absolutely love it. It's a brilliant mixer. Have it bi-monthly in my club. I know this one will not be going anywhere. Then I have Caramel Sugar Cone. Now this was from a Bring Back My Bar maybe 3 or 4 Bring Back My Bars ago now. So going on a good 1.5 to 2 years ago is when I put this in my club. This is one that's in my quarterly club. Now it's different from the other caramel scents because it smells like the hard caramel toffees you used to make as a kid that you used to pick up at cake stores, on fairs, or the hardened toffee that goes around a toffee apple. That's what this one smells like. It's more of the toffee shell as to a chewy caramel. I do enjoy this. I enjoy mixing this with an apple to make a caramel toffee apple type scent. I will say though, I don't reach for this as regularly as I would some of my other caramel or bakery scents. So if it ever came down to when editing my club, which I do quite frequently, and needing to make room, this might be one at some stage that would probably get the boot out of my club over other caramel scents. And then we have from our Scents of the Season last year, which was also Home from the Holidays in 2020, which I've only just recently put back into my club, is Salted Caramel Toffee. This is just an ooey gooey, chewy, decadent toffee. Absolutely love. So, they're my caramel scents. Moving on, we're still in that bakery category. Let's talk about my cake scents. So, I have Happy Birthday. This comes to me on a quarterly basis. This was currently in one of our top 12 until recently. It has been kind of downgraded. There's some other scents with our current voting. But if it does come back with the next Bring Back My Bar, I will probably move this to bi-monthly because I seem to use a bar of this as fast as it comes in my club. My kids aren't the biggest fan of it. They find it a little bit too rich, but when I mix it, they do enjoy it. So this is a very rich, funfetti vanilla cake. Kind of when it's warming, you can also even get like a marbly cake effect. And sometimes you can even pick up a little bit of maybe a chocolate note in this as it's warming. Maybe it's just my nose, but I do sometimes pick that up. But it's a very rich birthday cake scent and it's a great mixer. Along the same lines, I have, as you can see, no bar of, but it also comes in a quarterly frequency, a bar of birthday wishes. So this is similar to Happy Birthday, but it's not as rich and decadent. It's more of a basic vanilla cake birthday wishes. And then I have from our Easter collection last year, lemon drizzle cake. So this is more of a summery bakery with that bright, zesty lemon. There's a sweetness from a lilac sugar and a little bit of a cakey note. I do wish this was a little bit more cakey. It's currently in a quarterly subscription for me, and this is also one I'm kind of toying with, kind of like caramel sugar cone. As much as I enjoy it, I kind of feel I could take Happy Birthday or birthday wishes and a lemon scent and create something that would smell the same but better. So this is one that I do toy with if it came down to a Scentsy Club cut and I needed to cut and make some room, that as much as I enjoy it, I feel like I could recreate a better version of this. So if I could recreate a better version, it would then come out of my club. One that I have monthly and I absolutely love, which is why I have it come monthly, I warm at least a bar of this a month, is Clementine Cupcake. So this was in our last catalogue and then it retired for our current catalogue. I'm hoping they bring it back at catalogue changeover, but if it doesn't, I'm good. I have this come every month in my club, so I will get 11 a month because I do skip once in a calendar year. It's a rich cupcake with just that little brightness of clementine. So they're my cakey scents. Moving on, these are what I would call my fruit bakery scents. So these are more fruit and a combination of bakery scents. So I have from our last holiday bricks, was a Whiff box exclusive in December of 2020. I still have a few bricks of this, but I'm also getting it bi-monthly in my club because I love it that much. Maraschino sugar cookie, very rich sugar cookie, and then that beautiful sweet rich maraschino cherry. If you love cherry scents, you would have loved maraschino sugar cookie, but it is now retired, no longer available to add to club. And the bricks sold out in the first day. So one of the other perks of Scentsy Club was that even though our bricks sold out day one, we were still able to add those scents for a limited time to Scentsy Club and get them in bar form. Then I have Sweet Plum Pastry. This smells like rich plums stewing on a stove top. I don't get a pastry note, but it is like a deep stewed plum that I really do enjoy, and one that would probably be more categorized by Scentsy in the fruity category, but I have in the bakery category, is Banana Berry. So this was from an Easter collection a couple of years back, and I do believe this, even though it's not the current top 12 in our current voting, is quite high up. I think it's in the top 30 somewhere in our voting from the last update Scentsy gave us. On cold, it smells like banana lollies and strawberries and cream lollies. On warming, it smells like a banana pudding. Quite a light performer and not long lasting, but I do really enjoy it. So, moving on, we're going to talk about some chocolate scents. You can't have bakery without chocolate. So, from our current Bring Back My Bar, still available. It's in my monthly because I want to get a bit of the stock up, and in my bi-monthly at the moment is Mocha Doodle. This is a beautiful, rich chocolate coffee scent. I'd say a little bit more chocolate heavy than coffee, but you still get that rich, dark depth from the chocolate. Absolutely am in love with this one. Probably why it's in my monthly, as well as my bi-monthly. Another one that's in a quarterly and a monthly club for me at the moment is Hug in a Mug. This is like a hot chocolate drink. There's supposed to be cookie dough in there. I get more of a hot chocolate drink. Again, a really wonderful mixer. Along the similar lines of Hug in a Mug, I have chocolate coconut cream. This is another rich chocolate scent, but it's a little bit more creamier, a little bit more fluffier than Hug in a Mug. That coconut kind of adds a little bit more of a depth, cakey note to it as opposed to the hot chocolate note that you probably pick up from Hug in a Mug, but really, really good. Then I have some base, I guess you could call base bakery note that mixed with any fruity scent, mixed with any citrus scent, mixed with other scents, and you're creating your own bakery. They're really good standalones, but they're also a really good base bakery to mix with. So, in a monthly and a quarterly basis, I have Sugar Cookie Cum, and this is just a rich sugar cookie. Then I have Crumb Top. So this is like to me, it brings back memories of my grandfather, day after Christmas when we stayed at his place, making porridge on the stove, sitting chatting to him. It's a beautiful oatmeal scent. I only have this quarterly, coming quarterly. This is another one, if it were to come back, I would increase the quantity of and probably move it to a monthly, to be honest with you, because I do really use it and I do really love it all year round. But I've kind of had to get stingy with using it too. When it was first coming, I did have more come in and I dropped the amount slowly. And then I've used my stash that I've had. So I've kind of get one every 3 months and I kind of hoard it till my next one's about to come before using it. But I absolutely love this. So along the same lines, Cara Bring Back My Bar, currently still available, is Perfect Oatmeal. I have popped this into bi-monthly. This has a raisin note to it, so it's got that rich oatmeal from Crumb Top, but with that kind of fruity raisin note added to Perfect Oatmeal. And then moving on, we have some pumpkin bakery scents. So our pumpkin bakery scents are Haunted Mansion, 3 thumbs up. This smells like a beautiful, beautiful bakery scent. Almost bread-like. It's just got the right combination of spices and pumpkin and everything nice. Absolutely love this one. Then we have Cozy Vanilla and Pumpkin. This to me smells like fresh pumpkin scone dough. So it's a little bit of a sweeter scent, and I think because it's like a fresh pumpkin, but it just reminds me of you've tipped the fresh guts of the pumpkin into your scone mixture before you're baking it and you're mixing it up. That's what I smell when I warm this. I absolutely love it. I know it's probably not sounding appealing the way I just described it, but it's a different type of bakery scent. Then we have Warm Pumpkin Drizzle. So this is mapley, but it's sweet at the same time. You can detect an almost maple note in there, but then it's got like this pineapple top note on it, which kind of adds sweetness to a warmth in the bakery. So they're my pumpkin scents, and I kind of wish I kept more pumpkin scents as they came along into my Scentsy Club, because I'm learning that I'm really enjoying pumpkin scents, particularly if they're a pumpkin bakery. So next we're going to talk about, I guess you could say, maple scents. Warm Pumpkin Drizzle does have a maple note, so that kind of crushes over into this category as well. So all of those I have coming on, or Warm Pumpkin Drizzle, Cozy Vanilla bi-monthly, Haunted Mansion quarterly. If it were to come back, I would change it to a bi-monthly or even a monthly. Maple Rum Cake coming bi-monthly from our Christmas collection. It smells like a spiced fruit cake to me. And then we have Maple Vanilla Glaze, which is a very sweet maple scent. So then we're having ones that have got a bit of spice to them and bakery. So Apple Butter Frosting. This is another one I wish I had more of in my club, but it's just the perfect combination of butter frosting and cinnamon. Another great mix-up. Toasted Marshmallow. So this is like a smoky bakery. You get that very firewoodsy smoky note, and then you get that sweetness from the ooey gooey marshmallow. That was from a Easter collection a while back. And then we've got from the Senspirations again, gingerbread buttercream. Again, this is another one I'm kind of still in testing phase to see whether it's going to stay in my club. To me, it smells like fresh ginger snap cookies. And it brings back scent memories with my sister. There used to be, she used to take me down to town, and there used to be shops similar to like your donut stands, your ice cream stands. There used to be one similar to that, but it sold fresh baked cookies, and we used to get fresh ginger snap cookies from there all the time. That's what this smells like when I warm this. I have only warmed it once. Because of that scent memory, I don't think this is going to leave my club anytime soon. But as I said, with the Senspirations, and even probably with the Christmas collection, I have made up my mind about the Harvest collection, the Maple Rum Cake and the Cozy Vanilla are going to be in my club for a while yet. But the Maple Vanilla Glaze, gingerbread buttercream, the caramel buttercream, they're ones I'm still in my testing phase to see whether they will stay. At this stage I'm going to say yes. So moving on to my mint bakery scents. So my mint bakery scents include Peppermint Dreams, which is a rich chocolate cupcake mixed with mint. I need more of this in my club. I don't have enough. I get it come once every quarter. It's one of those ones I need to move to a bi-monthly or a monthly. But with merging your clubs, you need to be able to commit to merging your whole of the scents in that frequency, not just one scent. So, and I don't need as many of those other scents in that frequency that this may be sitting in. So unfortunately it sits into quarterly until I can move it to a higher frequency or up the quantity. And then the last bakery scent in my club is Senspirations Candy Cane Buttercream. I've been really enjoying this in my bedroom. It's a soft mint candy buttercream scent. So as you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I have just, we haven't even hit the iceberg of my Scentsy Club yet, but just in bakery scents, I have 27 different fragrances just in bakery scents that come to me on the majority a bi-monthly basis. There are a few on a quarterly, a few on a monthly, but majority of these come to me on a bi-monthly basis. So I have a wider variety of bakery scents to choose from other than the two scents that I would typically buy from our catalogue in a catalogue season. So, as you can see, bakery scents are a big part of my Scentsy Club. Moving on to the next category in my Scentsy Club. Another one that we don't get many of unless it comes in a Gain limited time only product or a collection, limited time only collection, or a Bring Back My Ma, I should say, are mint scents. We get hardly any mint scents in our catalogue. I don't think we have any. We used to have Silver Bells in this current catalogue, but it is now retired. We used to have Vanilla Mint in this catalogue. It had retired a few years ago. So unless it comes in a Christmas collection, unless it comes in a Bring Back My Bar, our mint scents are pretty much non-existent in a catalogue in Region 3. And for me, mint scents are kind of my go-to soothing bedroom scent. So I like to have a selection of mint scents to reach from. And thanks to Scentsy Club, I can have a selection of mint scents to reach from. Now, the first three I'm going to talk about, again, they're in a phase where they may not stay in my club forever or in a testing phase. So, the first one is Swirling Snowflakes from our last Christmas collection. So I'm still in the testing phase of this. I like this scent, but I don't know that I'm in love with this scent. I'm not too sure about the eucalyptus flower note that's in this. It comes across a little bit powdery to my nose, I guess you could say. So this is kind of at the moment in a bi-monthly club, but I'm still trying to decide whether I would reach for this enough or whether I would enjoy this enough to keep it in my club or just grab a few and be done with it, because there are a lot of other mint scents in my club that I find myself reaching for more. If I had to choose, for instance, between Scentspirations Candy Cane Buttercream and Swirling Snowflakes, I would probably keep Scentspirations Candy Cane Buttercream, that we talked about in what I categorised as my bakery section. So the next one, this was from our last Scents this season, just recently gone, and it was in our catalogue the year I joined and then retired, and that is Vanilla Mint. This is another one I'm still testing and treading the waters with. That was my husband phoning to say he made it safely to Townsville with my son, who is getting his braces tightened. It's a 10-hour drive from here, so he was just ringing to let us know we got there safely. So, we were talking about Vanilla Mint. In my, well, all of these are in my club. I'm showing you my club, what's in my club. So, it was from our scent of the season that had just gone. Prior to that, it was in our catalogue and retired 2020 when I joined. Again, as I said, it's another one I'm treading the waters with testing because of our lack of mint scents. I do like to have a selection of mint scents to draw from. But there's a citrus note in here that I'm not a fan of. So I don't think this one will stay in my club. Again, I want to warm a few more bars before I make that ultimate decision. And I'm hoping it's still in the top 12. Marshmallow Mint gets voted back. And that was in my first Bring Back My Bar I experienced. And at that stage, Scentsy Club wasn't what it was to me today. And I was very picky with the scents I put in my club, and I wasn't as interested in mint scents as I am now. And I didn't warm it till the boat had sailed and you couldn't add to club. And then when I warmed it, I fell in love. So if it comes back, I won't be making that mistake twice. And that's now part of the reason why anytime scents from a collection come in, if I even have an inkling on cold smell that I somewhat enjoy, it goes into my club and I warm them a few times before making the decision, rather than just thinking, no, I'm probably not going to like it. They will go into my club, and then I will warm them and then make the decision and then take them out of my club. So both of those are currently, I believe, on a bi-monthly basis. On both a bi-monthly and monthly basis at the moment, I have Olaf Warm Hugs. This is the scent I reach for. Now this one I will reach for constantly for my bedroom. If I'm looking for a nice, soft, soothing bedroom scent, I reach for Olaf Warm Hugs. It is absolutely beautiful. It's soft, creamy, sharp, but sharp at the same time. Buttermint. It's just a really pretty combination and has a vanilla that smooths it out. I will say it's not a strong performer, so if you're looking for something for open concept area, this wouldn't be it. This is currently still available. It has been re-released, but it was in my club before it did get re-released. But if you're looking for a very pretty soft buttermint type, a little bit sharper than a buttermint, but still soft and sweet at the same time, I suggest Olaf Warm Hugs. Another one that's currently still available, and that tends to stay in my club for short increments of time because it does tend to come back, and it's one I don't reach for often, but I find if I'm not feeling well, I want to reach for this one, and that is Mandalorian Air of Adventure. If it were a little bit stronger, it would be probably one that would stay in my club long term. It's currently in my club monthly. I will build up 4 or 5 of these and then take it out of my club and wait till it gets re-released again. So I tend to just build up enough stock that I know will get me through at least a year for how frequently I would reach for that and then take it out, only because it is very soft, and when I'm warming it, if I'm warming it anywhere other than bedroom, I'm searching for that scent. One that I have, 2 come, I think, on a quarterly or a bi-monthly basis. I can't remember if I have this bi-monthly or quarterly, but I know I have 2 come, and that is Silver Bells. It retired at the end of our last spring-summer catalogue and didn't come back this spring-summer. It is beautiful. It is minty candy canes, pears, and vanilla. I want this everywhere in the house. I cannot live without this. If Olaf Warm Hugs is my mint bedroom scent, Silver Bells is my everywhere house mint scent. And the last minty scent, although it's not minty as such, but I've kind of put it in that category because it's very cooling, is Arctic Kiss. So this is fresh, it is cooling and sweet. Absolutely love. This was a scent of the month, December 2020. Did not make it back to a catalogue for us, but it is absolutely fantastic. This is another one, if it came back in a Bring Back My Bar vote or came back in a collection somehow, I would increase the quantity and frequency of, because I only have one every quarter. So moving on, let's talk about my winter scents. So another thing we don't get much of here in our catalogue are spice scents, those type of scents. So I do tend to collect those type of scents as well. So I have Cider Mill monthly basis and bi-monthly, I believe. Beautiful. Crushed pumpkin, apple and spices. I love cider scents, so I do tend to collect my cider scents because it's just warmth and comfort on a cold winter's day. Then I have Jack's Obsession. This is a green apple cider scent. You get that brightness and that bite from the green apple, and then those mulling spices which just add a warmth. I can warm Jack's Obsession 9 months of the year. As I said, I'm voting like crazy to get honey pear cider. I love mixing that with Jack's Obsession, and I used up my last honey pear cider last winter. I picked up and found out about them from the clearance section, so they were not available to add to club. But if it comes back in Bring Back My Bar voting, it will be added to my little cider collection. Then I have vanilla bourbon. As you can see, I don't have a bar of it at the moment. This was from the last Father's Day collection. Again, another of those scents kind of in its testing phase, whether I would keep it or not. I do enjoy it, but I kind of feel if there were other spice scents that I fell in love with more, it would get the boot in replace of those spice scents. Now we're going to talk about some, I guess you could say, woodsy scents. So from the Villains collection, Just One Bite, apples and spice. It does have a molasses note which gives a bakery edge to it, so I could almost steer this into my bakery love and heart category. Then we have Nightmare Before Christmas. This smells like a good bottle of red wine to me. You get that earthy, woodsy note. You get the sweetness from the dark berries. Good bottle of red wine. Then we have Harry Potter Bravery and Determination. This is a very smoky, woodsy scent. So this is one that I did pick up a few just before it got voted at the end of last month. So I am thinking this is one that I may, because as much as I love this, it is very, very specific of when I would warm this. And I have this, I have another 2 coming. I love to mix it up with s'mores, which is not in my club. So I'm thinking what I have coming will be enough to get me by, because I feel this will come out of the vault at some stage again too. So I'm feeling like this might be one in my next Scentsy Club edit that might come out of my club. But these are both Halloween Town, Gryffindor, bi-monthly, Just One Bite, I think it's quarterly. Then we have some darker fruit berry scents for winter. Mistress of Evil, typically I warm this all year round, not just winter. It's just a plum scent. Then Hocus Pocus, again another one I'm still trying to decide whether I want to keep in club or not. I love Maraschino Sugar Cookie, but the cherry note in this comes across a little medicinal to my nose. But I've only warmed 1 bar, and I realise on warming it, I liked it more on warming than I do on cold. So I warmed it in open concept. I want to warm it in a more contained space to get a full idea of what I feel about this. But this could be one that I may not keep in my club. Again, it's kind of one that I'm calling my testing phase as well. So moving on from my winter scents that are in my club, let's talk about my summer scents. So I have a selection of scents that I would probably only warm in summer. As you can see, it's a lot smaller than these other categories we were talking about. I get them on a quarterly basis, so I don't get them as frequently as the other ones because I don't warm them as much. I am typically more drawn to winter, more drawn to bakery, more drawn to those minty scents, which is why that section of my club is a lot larger. So this is the scent that started off my Scentsy Club. We're all mad here. It's bright, it's fun, play on tart and sweet. Although I'm getting more tart than what I used to get. Before, I used to get a lot more of the sweetness. But as my scent journey is changing, I feel my scent preferences on this is changing too. So I'm not sure if this is going to stay in my club because I'm feeling like I'm finding other scents that I'm enjoying more, whereas I used to really love this scent. And it does have a little bit of a bubbly, effervescent flavour. One, again, I'm not sure whether it's going to stay in my club. I have a brick and a half left, and that's Frosted Petals. I did throw in. I kind of feel I don't need this one. I've got that much in bricks. because I'm not reaching for it, so that's probably not going to stay in my club. Disney Angel Experiment 626, it's a creamy berry milkshake. Absolutely love it. Again, this is one I haven't warmed through yet. I've got a couple of bars, but I need to warm and make up my mind whether it's going to stay in my club. This is one that could quite potentially leave my club too. Disney's 50th Iridescent. It's a very floral, mixture of floral, citrus, all those type of things. Again, another one I still need to test thoroughly to see whether it's staying in my club. Scooby-Doo Zoinks. It's a fruit punchy sweet smell, but I feel like I'm enjoying this more than I am Wet or Mad Hair. And I feel like at some stage I'm going to have to make my mind up which one of these two stays, which one of these goes. But I like to warm a bar at least twice before I make final decisions and final cuts, and I haven't even warmed through one bar. I keep meaning to. This is the perfect time of year to do that. I love it on cold. I haven't experienced it on warm yet. One that I do enjoy, Dumbo. We've created kind of a scent memory with this one. My son's birthday is at the end of July. My daughter's birthday is at the middle of July. There's a week's difference between them. This is the bar, they share a room. This is the bar we warm on the week of their birthday. Because it's fun, it's bright, it's happy citrus scent. Then we have lime zest and vanilla. I'm trying to make up my mind whether I want this or I want cocoa lime just mixed with vanilla bean buttercream, and which one I like better. I have to get around to warming this bar to deciding whether that's going to stay in my summer club. Stitch Experiment 626. This is one of my two pineapple scents that I love. I'm very picky with pineapple scents. Normally I don't like pineapple scents. They come across a little bit bitter, a little bit sour, a little bit pencil shaving to me. But there are two that I have absolutely fallen in love with. This is like an aquatic tropical fruity with just a little bit of pineapple. Stitch Experiment 626. Absolutely love this. My daughter loves this one. But the one I am absolutely in love with that is in my club on a quarterly basis is Pina Colada Cha Cha. It smells just like a pina colada. Absolutely beautiful. So, next category of bars we're going to talk about, and I get these on a quarterly basis, all of these. I call these my Christmas bars. They're in the same club as my summer bars that I get on a quarterly basis, because I've done both things. I've done the stock up till next Christmas to scents I like, so I don't have to have them in club, buy them where they're in clearance, bulk, or put them in club. And I found, although I'm paying $10 a bar minus my 10%, so $9 a bar in club, as opposed to if they made it into clearance for $5 a bar, it still works out cheaper. Now, let me tell you why. Because if you're getting them at $5 a bar in clearance, you're getting them bulk because you don't have them in your club, and you're spending a bulk lot of money in one hit. They're sitting there over time, they're sitting there over a few years, they're getting juicy and ooey and gooey. In club, I skip once a calendar year. They're in a quarterly subscription. I'm only getting one every quarter. So by the time Christmas rolls around, I have 3 bars to enjoy at Christmas time of that specific scent. So I'm not overbuying, they're not going ooey gooey. I'm using them in ample time, and I'm using them when they're meant to be used, and then when Christmas is over, I will get another 3 bars again if I'm still enjoying that scent and haven't taken that scent out of club, if they are one of my favourite Christmas scents, to use again the following Christmas, so I don't have to worry about not being without that scent because I didn't put it in club when my big stash runs out or it's got ooey gooey or something like that. So I've worked out 3 times 9, $27 a year for a fragrance for me to enjoy at Christmas time is the perfect amount of bars and gives me the perfect amount of enjoyment. So I have cranberry orange cider from our last Christmas collection. As I said, love those cider scents, but for me cranberry scents are Christmas scents. You can't have Christmas without a cranberry scent. So what's the perfect opportunity? Mix a cider and mix a cranberry at Christmas time. Now it goes absolutely amazing mix with another scent I saved for Christmas, and I don't have any on hand because I'm still waiting for my first shipment to come in March or April, because the skipment I do skip in my Scentsy Club is December through to, depending on what club frequency it sits at. If it sits in the December, January or February, I tend to skip that one because it's our hottest part of the year here in Australia, and even with ice packs our bars come a little bit melty, so I tend to try and save the meltage and skip the hottest part of the year with my clubs. So the next one in my, I guess you could say, Christmas repertoire is Crimson Berry Christmas. Cinnamon and berries, what more could you want at Christmas time? Then I have from our last brick collection, which I will have come once every 3 months, I have a brick and a half left to use, and that is Icicles and Evergreen. This is a beautiful, sweet, clean, cleansing tree scent. It's not too heavy, perfect for our Christmas here in Australia. And of course, along the same lines, Disney's Season of Magic, which is another fruity Christmas tree scent that isn't too heavy for our Christmas here. So that's what I would kind of describe as my scents I have specifically that I would use to warm at Christmas time. Then in my club, I'm going to talk about bedroom scents. So let's talk about my bedroom scents. So I love those earthy, sensual, romantic scents for my bedroom. Or I will reach for soothing, minty scents. We've already gone for my minty scents. So let's talk about the rest of the scents that I enjoy in my bedroom. So the 2 that I don't have on hand that I'm waiting for in a shipment from the Vitamin collection was Vitamin R. If you're familiar with Pacific Sandalwood, similar lines to that. Absolutely love Pacific Sandalwood. When it retires, it would probably go into my club. And North Cause, that's more of your fresh, cooling, along the same lines as Minty. I have that monthly. I have Vitamin R quarterly. So the rest of these I think are on, no, Cozy Cardigan I have on a monthly basis. My husband even likes this scent. It's perfumey, it's musky, it's soft, it's romantic. Then I have on a quarterly basis Love Story, amber heavy, but with the sweetness of the jasmine and rich dark chocolate depth, adding a sweetness to it. Vanilla Oud, quarterly basis, more of a masculine, woodsy, perfumey, sensual scent. And then more for summer orientations, Pink Haze and Sugar, gives you more of a perfume, cotton candy type vibe. Recently just added to my club for my bedroom scents, which will probably stay. One's on a quarterly, which is Blonde Wood and Moonflower. So this is kind of a floral, woodsy, sensual bedroom scent. So that will be coming on a quarterly basis from now on. And Satin Sheets. Again, undecided whether this is staying in my club, but I do definitely want to pick up a few more, so it's currently in a bi-monthly frequency for me. So they are the bedroom scents. So I'm going to make some room here so I can reach the next category of scents. So my next category of scents are my testers. So I have, as I said, a tendency to throw new collections in if I even somewhat like a scent just a little bit till I've tested it enough to decide whether it's going to be club worthy or whether it's going to be no, I don't need it. So these are all my testers. So I have all three of the Valentine's Day collection scents. I have not yet warmed through a bar of them. On cold I like them, not in love with them. So, but I do want to warm them to make up a final decision. And if they're kind of ones that I can warm and enjoy and be done with, I will. I actually haven't done a first sniffs of these Valentine's Day scents. I will get around to it at some stage. So I have all three of them in my club currently on a quarterly basis with my summer scents. At least and I've only picked up one set so far. As I said, I like to warm 2 bars to make up my final decision. So I will be getting at least 1 shipment of these till I make up my mind what I want to do with those 3 scents. Then these are the ones from Bring Back My Bar. I'm still making up my mind on. I haven't got around to warming or testing out just yet to decide where it sits. Vanilla Suede. I feel it's very similar to Vanilla Oud, but a little bit more masculine, a little bit more leathery. And I feel Vanilla Oud is going to just beat Vanilla Suede out. So unless it transforms on warming, haven't warmed this one and I absolutely fall in love with and need both of them. I have a feeling if I had to choose, I would choose Vanilla Oud over Vanilla Suede for a bedroom scent. Then this would probably go into my Christmas scent if it does stay in. Snowberry. It's supposed to be a strawberry, mint and cinnamon. On cold I'm just getting a lot of cinnamon. So I kind of need to warm this to see if those other layers of scents come through. Apple Press. It's an apple scent. Again, I don't think that's going to stay in my club, but these are the Bring Back My Bars that, as I said, I liked but wasn't in love with. The ones I was in love with I've already allocated to a club. These are the ones I'm still testing out. Blackberry and Chia. I think if any of these stayed in Scentsy Club, it might be this one. There's a sweetness to the blackberry in here, creaminess that I'm really enjoying. Coconut Berry Snow Cone. It smells a little bit cocktaily to me, like a blueberry version of a pina colada. So again, one I kind of want to warm, that's just different to my nose. Kahiko Hula, I think this is going to come out of my Scentsy Club. I have warmed some of this in my daughter's room. It's just a tropical fruity scent. We get a lot of tropical fruity scents, so I don't feel that this is unique enough to hold its place in my club. And then Candy Dandy. I know my daughter really loves this, another candy cane scent. I feel like this is when I just pick a few up. But as I said, I want to warm them before making a final decision. And we're down to my last, says I as I'm dropping them all, my last little category, which I would refer to as my fresh scents that are in my club. So, on a bi-monthly basis, I have Harry Potter Slytherin. Again, I haven't warmed enough of this to decide whether this is going to stay in my club. Quarterly basis, I have Fearless by Nature. This is staying in my club. I take it out, buy a bunch and take it out thinking I'll just go through the bunch and then it comes back. I don't think it's going to keep coming back the way it has been regularly. It's a very woodsy transition scent for me. It's fresh, it's sweet, but it's also wintry and spring at the same time. Very, very unique. Love this in bathrooms and laundries. Then I have Star Wars Light Side of the Force. We're trying to collect the last label and then this will probably come out. It's a fresh salty sea scent. This is a bedroom scent for me, even though it's in our freshy scents. Harry Potter, Ravenclaw, slightly leathery, slightly perfumey. It smells like walking into a rich, deep bookstore. Absolutely love this one. Out of all the Harry Potter scents, this one would stay in my club. The rest I could quite happily delete out at some stage. Roll of the dice. Stay in my club until we get all of our labels. My daughter loves this. I'm not the biggest fan. It's cologne-y, powdery, musky. And then Harry Potter, Wizarding World. I think this is going to come out of my club too. I just don't gravitate towards cologne scents, and this comes across cologne to me. A little bit 50 Shades of Grey. Enjoyable, but just not me, so I don't think Wizarding World will be staying in my club. And then I have, last but not least in that section, Winter's Eve from our bricks. Again, one that I kind of feel I have enough in brick that I could take that out of my club. So that is my Scentsy club in its entirety. As I said before, you've seen bits and pieces when I do Scentsy club unboxings because they are in multiple clubs. But if this was all to come in one shipment, that's what I would get, along with, as I said, a few more bars, because some of these fragrances I get in multiple shipments or I get 2 of. So there are over 70 bars here in my Scentsy club. That's a lot of bars. I will be doing an edit with you next month when we get the catalogue and know what's returning. That's when I do my big edits. But I just thought I'd give you an insight into how I use my club and what my thoughts are with my club process. As I said, it's quite a large club, and the majority of them, apart from the ones from Bring Back My Bar and the Valentine's Day collection that I'm still testing, are locked off. You cannot get unless you have a club subscription, and as you can see, majority of my club is geared towards bakery, geared towards winter, with a selected few from other categories. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Until then, bye for now. What's in your club?